some shit. Give me like an intro thing that I say at the beginning. You know how they say, welcome to my channel, nya, nya, nya. I don't want to do that. I want to say something like a bit more relaxed and cool, you know, what the cool kids, what do they say now?
I'm a cool kids. They scream at the video. That's what cool kids do, which is not nice.
So there's an echo here. I'm already screaming as it is. So how do I do the whole, hi guys, we're going to talk about circumcision thing. It's so formal. I really want this to be fun. And I'm aware of a generic intro.
You can say it in a fun way. You know, you be on some, hi guys, welcome to OJ's show. Squeezing the juice on female circumcision today.
I'm going to use your ass as an intro. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm going to jump in because we've wasted enough time with the technical shit. I mean, stuff. I'm trying to swear less. Apparently, it makes you more ladylike if you cuss less. So I'm going to, ooh, pause. So the lady that's eating, ooh.
I will stop. I will stop.
So we're going to need you to, okay, cool. Does it matter to you? Anybody?
Yeah, hey, like for me, honestly, it does matter. Not like, I just worry about hygiene. That's like my main priority, like hygiene. I think in my mind, I have it that like, you know, guys with circumcised dicks just wash a little bit better. And having had like seen both sides, I would, yeah, no, hygiene.
Hygiene, okay.
Hygiene. Also looks
Do you
better.
have feelings?
I want to say I don't care, or I do, but I don't really have any like bone to throw in the fight because my mom's a nurse.
Pause.
And
Pause. Bone to throw in the fight. I see you.
I didn't even do it on purpose. But like my mom's a nurse, so my brother was circumcised as a boy. And my dad and my family are not really all of mountain people. So I'm sorry, but circumcision it's seen as normal, and that somebody has to do it. Because my mom is like, by the time you are sexually active, you're not going to be giving some other girl some disease because of your, exactly, hygiene, because of your, sort it out.
Okay, so this thing of uncircumcised penises carrying disease is a thing?
Yeah, so there is no like 100% scientific research, but one of the research that was done, it was on HIV on sub-Saharan, where they started circumcising, I nearly said chop off, circumcising is snip, snip. And the infection for HIV has dropped in 60% in males. So for heterosexual, so let me put it that way. So it seems like it works, and there's other STI that they would snip the guys or circumcise the guys to protect them from those STI. But other things, yeah, it's normally hygiene, and I think it's also stereotype because you grow up saying a guy shouldn't have a beret, you know the thing, a beret.
Right.
So yes, so you don't want
of your friends, when you guys talk to your friends about circumcised willies and uncircumcised willies, what are their views? Are they for it or not for it?
Okay, carry on.
My friend is dating right now, and she is also in Europe, and she is horrified that men in Europe don't really circumcise. It's not a thing. They do not see it as important. People do have the option to circumcise their children in the hospital those first few days, but they don't, and nobody seems to care. So,
And there is no cultural pressure to do it. There is no societal thing where you're looked at differently or. All right.
If anything, you are seen as a little weird if you do.
Okay.
It's a very personal thing. It's like a woman piercing her ears.
I thought of that earlier when you said, you know, it's something that they do, you know, a baby's born and you do it just by default. And our mothers, when we were growing up, they're like, because you're a girl and we need to define that you're a girl, they would just take you to get your ears pierced as a baby. But do you guys think that as if you have a male child, they should have a choice in this? Theo, I'm
To
gonna
a certain extent. To a certain extent, they should. They should. Mina, my son, I circumcised him, ne, when he was 1, ne,
Yeah.
but over there he's 8 now. With having done my own research and all of that, I think he should have had his own choice to actually circumcise or not to circumcise, because it was the doctors, you know, advised to circumcise him, you know, and because of the health issues and other reasons, you know. And I didn't argue with it. I was like, oh, okay, because we're not really cultural at home, mountain stuff. You guys can realize it really doesn't matter if you circumcise or circumcise, as long as you clean. But you don't know for sure if a person is clean or not. It's not like you there, you know, when they are washing, you know. You are observing when you are in the moment if it's clean or not.
You can just ask him to go wash it before.
So, but my thing is that I want my boys to get circumcised because as a female and you have to give oral, it's a different other thing. Right?
So you want them to get circumcised?
Have to give oral.
No, you can teach them to be clean.
Yes.
Know how to, they're ready, you know?
Girl, I have a beggar petty. I don't know how to deal with the cleaning of other things, okay?
What's a burger patty? What does that mean?
A vagina.
Oh.
But wait,
I don't know. That was added to the list of names. Samo, what wanted to say?
like in terms of clean though, isn't it the same with women? I mean, guys don't know what they're getting themselves into giving you oral because it's not like your vag is so visible. So in terms of oral, how different is it, you know, giving oral to a guy who's not circumcised, unless you're really gonna go within and see if everything's clean? Like you only know once you're there in the moment, really analyzing things.
Then damn, deal with it.
This is why I say that then if you're unsure or you get there and you find a turtleneck or a turkey neck, you just say, oh, hey, before you know, let's just do a short lift to the bathroom. Ask him to wash it up so that you don't get no surprises. Norma?
I'm just asking, wouldn't the penis look the same if it's erect? Because the tip is the tip, and that's what will like be the main thing that you're gonna see. Unless the man is flaccid, then you're gonna be on some like, oh, I did not realize.
I can answer that, but I don't want to because I'm gonna be stupid. Does anybody else want to tackle that question?
Tata, your mother is a nurse. I think you must take it.
But isn't it when it's like flimsy, it covers everything, and when they pee, they don't wipe like us?
Okay, wait. Her question is, doesn't the penis look the same when it's erect? My answer is no, it does not. If you look to your...
It is.
Oh, wait, let me finish. If you look to your left, Tiamo is wearing a scarf. When the penis is erect, the head is out, and the neck, that scarf is here. That's what it looks like. You have a little shovel of extra skin just laying there like this. Okay? So it doesn't look the same.
So then when it is circumcised, all you just see is just that line there.
Yeah, it's just a young, just a young neat line like this.
Okay, so
Yeah,
clearly,
nip tuck, guys.
me, I have never one where I'm like, what is this? Because I think even for me, context, about circumcision is from a hygienic perspective.
Yeah.
And also the rates on improving HIV and AIDS, where thing you just mentioned now.
Yeah.
Those were the main things. Outside of that, it's all of the other historical things that are on there. But I just think that it's something that, and especially culturally, right? I made an example to say that even though my family is not one that, is also mountain people, we don't have those markers to just have the traditional thing of just going, oh, the boy is now a man. I don't know who's becoming a man at like 3 days old or 3 months old. But there is a benefit in having done it earlier. When I think of my younger brother, is the fact that with, say the dad is not around, and the only marker and point of discrimination is if other men see that you're not circumcised, then you get treated differently. But I think with an intimate partner, it just depends on the kind of girl you get.
Okay.
If she's never, experienced uncircumcised, there's no difference.
Okay. Miss Lee Nape, can I ask a question, since you kept on coming in? You are with a guy and it's that time, and you find that he's got the extra package. Do you ask him to pack it away, or do you?
Don't you check beforehand?
How? Where? When? Where do you check?
Situation.
Teach us how.
No, like before you have intercourse and stuff, you have your foreplay just to suss out the package, to suss out what's going on, and then you decide from there a day later or whenever that you want to go through with that or not, because I don't want to find things that will surprise me, personally speaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've never seen an uncircumcised one, so I don't even know how I would react, to be honest.
Okay. Well, we
do you ask? Have any of you guys just straight up asked without having to kind of feel? Just say, are you circumcised or not circumcised? Because there are guys who ask whether you wax or shave.
Actually,
I ask. Yeah, I personally do ask.
Okay.
Siamo, do you ask?
No, I feel like I don't have any business asking, because I don't really mind if I think that person is clean, and maybe I'll regret it later, but I feel like a guy has no business asking me if I wax or shave, so I'm not gonna ask if you're circumcised or not.
So,
and it's not like you can change it.
Yes. Matsatsi, do you ask?
I don't.
I have the same view. I have the same view. First, on the cleanliness angle that we tackled earlier, to say it's cleaner if a guy, I think it's all nonsense. I'm sorry. Cleanliness and hygiene is a habit that you teach at any age and that you can learn yourself. It's got nothing to do with how your skin is, because this is the same argument we can have for people with eczema. It's the same argument we can have for many people with any type of extra thing. Like, people get extra growths when they pierce their ears. I can't suddenly say that person is dirty because they have a growth, you know what I mean? Like extra skin or whatever. The same argument again with, it's my body. If I'm shaven, not shaven, if I'm, what's the word? However I take care of myself should be my issue. That obviously I'm mindful of other people, but it shouldn't be a thing where now I have to impose what I like on you. If you like a girl with like a Brazilian strip and all of us are out here rocking a George Bush, well, you're gonna have to move to Brazil. Just that. No, ma, you're itching.
There is another condition that is actually done in a bid to try and avoid men suffering from it. Is, I just forget what the name is, but there is a hardening of the foreskin. Yes. Can cause pain for males as they become a little bit older, where obviously when you erect, now your tip cannot, present itself properly. So that's one of the other things that some males do to actually try and preserve them not having that much pain. Okay. So I think over and above the hygienic factor, there are some things that even as children, male kids do tend to suffer a little bit more from like infections and the likes, with them being infants, being in nappies all the time, that then serves more of a case for them to actually then get circumcised, because, you know, things get stuck and mommy may be a first-time mom, she may not be doing certain things correctly. So it helps to actually prevent some of those things happening. So it is preventative to an extent.
Tato, Theo, you guys look like you're itching. What's happening?
No, I'm not itching. I'm just I wanted to, with the boys, especially a mother of boys, is that while they're young, don't open it. Don't open the foreskin. It might hurt them, and also introduce a lot of things. So you just wash it as you don't open, you don't open skin, you just leave it be.
Okay.
So that you don't have calcifying of things there.
So wait, is calcifying the process of the skin becoming leather? Is that what it's called?
It become what Norma was saying, it hardens. So when they're older, they can't open.
Let's call it leathering.
No, okay, we call it according to biology.
No, I like leathering. Leathering is not the first time. Okay. And I can't wait for the guys' discussion. And I'm hoping that they can approve and disprove some of the things that we discussed here today. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to know, like, what's the benefits then of the foreskin? Because I feel like it probably does serve a purpose, right?
I know that question is on my perspective. Theo,
Yeah.
you have an answer for that?
Yes. The other thing of the benefit of that is that the tip, which is the gland, it's very sensitive. So when there's a foreskin there, it's more pleasurable for them to when they have intercourse because of the skin. But when you remove it, I think they say it's the same, but they say there is a difference with sensitivity of the gland.
Noma?
I think the main thing I'd also want to know is, well, not really, I'm just curious, because I learned of this some time back, of people who were circumcised and then going, I would not have chosen it if you had asked me, and actually go and reverse it.
What?
I know of this.
So they go and they reverse it in a similar fashion as you would with those people that expand their ears. You can do it to really try and get your foreskin back.
The foreskin has gone bye-bye. So how do you put it back? You need to stretch some skin, or is it skin graft?
It's probably a skin graft, bro. I don't think they'd stretch any more skin on that thing. They probably transfer skin from somewhere else onto the, probably, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I'd be keen to just know that.
My best face is priceless.
Yeah, and they also
Sorry.
What about the shame that's associated with it? Like, if you're not circumcised and your friends are circumcised, there's this kind of shame that's associated with that.
I will ask the guys, because I know I have no shame, I have no guilt, I have no, it's whatever.
I had friends in primary school and high school who they would talk about, I went to the mountain, I got circumcised. And the others who haven't, they would get shamed and I don't know, like bullied in a sense for not having done so. Or if you tell them that you went to the hospital instead, there's also that aspect of it as well. So some people actually ended up going because their friends were pressurizing them to go, and not because they actually wanted to go.
That's sad. Zati, you had a question before I'll come to you, Noms?
No, I just want to say, and there was another discussion on Twitter, this popular South African doctor, she said, I'm not going to mention a name.
Okay, cool. The doctor on Twitter.
Yes, she said that there's absolutely no benefit, in circumcision. So this big deal, of going to the mountain or even doing it in a hospital, it's I think Norma or Tato mentioned it. It's all stereotype. We've just been brought up into it. She, I think she had a discussion on one of the radio stations about it as well. That there's really no benefit in this. We just need to be educated about the penis. We need to educate boys as much as we get educated when we start menstruating and all of that, how we take care of ourselves. Boys as well need to learn how to take care of themselves.
Okay. Oh, Norma, you had your hand up.
So what I wanted to say was, for me, I think the reason why this has persisted as a topic, it's because it is linked to so many rituals that as females, even in this platform, do not know anything about, but have assumptions right on, oh, when they come back, they have this thing of being manly, and it translates into contribution into gender-based violence.
Mhm.
Why do men also consider that whole practice, like its relevance, maybe for their future kids, and what sort of psychological impact did it have if they were actually pressured into seeking out an initiation school? Because what
The other thing is Abo Mama Bay, you know, each generation layer from 5 have like this thing would see I have this thing with the Abo like, you know, you can't date a guy who's not circumcised. It's like
Wait. That's a thing that they used to say to us?
yes. I was
I
told
didn't get that.
you shouldn't be with a guy who's on a parade, friend. That's where it comes from, by the way, the parade thing.
What's the reason for that? What's the reason for that? Babarin.
I think it's this whole thing of that if a man is not circumcised, he's not a man, he's a boy. So I think it comes from that. Also, it comes from, remember back in the days, there was a lot of STIs, like and whatever. So it always stayed around the foreskin. So that's the thing, like back in the days, drop was very big. You know, condoms were not as big. So they was like, nope, you don't date a guy who's not circumcised, only his skin.
Okay.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, yes.
Sorry, 1 second. Do you have any thoughts on, I mean, what would your reaction be if your mom was like, yo?
This is the first time I've heard this in my life.
Hey.
I don't even know why I would be talking with my mom about that. Like, I have a very open relationship with my mom, but I don't think I would be discussing whether like my boyfriend's circumcised or not.
Same. I disturbed somebody. Tati, sorry. Yes.
Yes. Would you suggest, like, moving forward, for some of us who are single, like when you're engaging with a guy, like one of the first questions you ask is, hey, are you circumcised or you're not circumcised? Is it a 10 off or not even? Or is it, what is it? It's up to an individual, basically.
Yeah, listen.
Your preference, girl.
Okay, Mara, non-freaker, do you expect him to clap every time you have sex?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time?
Yes.
The same way
It's not negotiable.
Yeah.
right?
When you say before sex, before you get into the DD, okay.
No,
Or if he is not circumcised, then you go get those. There's this thin, soft cloth thing that you can use to give him a blowjob instead of actually putting
The
your mouth.
wipes, baby wipes, girl.
the baby wipes. Or what is this?
No,
Wait.
specifically for blowjobs.
Wait.
I don't know how to describe it.
Let's hold. Tato, you have a question for Cape Town?
Yes, like what? Wait, what? There is a specific thing that is made for giving someone a blowjob.
Yes.
What is
So
this?
it's like I got it from this other nurse when I went to the clinic, whatever. But it's
I
this
need your
soft
nurse.
square cloth thing, and she's like, to protect yourself from getting STDs or whatever, even though there's a small percentage of getting infected through blowjobs and stuff like that. But to protect yourself, there is such an item as this that you can use.
Interesting.
I know
Is
about,
it sanitizer for down there?
no, it's a
Like a-
And it but you protect a friend.
wait, let me respond. That you put over the penis head when you are performing fellatio.
Yeah.
I know about this because we've discussed this, me and Nomti, on a previous episode, and I don't know about this. Some other people were even saying they use cling wrap.
I know about the clean wrap.
Plastic.
What?
I don't know
What?
what's happening in the world, but
Wait, I'm sorry, but if I do not trust your penis that much, then I'm not going to do your blowjob.
It's really because to answer Matsati's question earlier about do you ask this person? My response is, guys, if you are with a person, you cultivate a chemistry, you cultivate an environment or a space where you can be free to say your preferences without fear of judgment. And you know, if your preferences are a level of cleanliness, then you maintain that standard. You don't falter just because, oh, he cute, or he got that chest hair that run from the top of his chest to the middle of his navel. That shit don't matter. You're gonna get sick. You know what I mean?
You look like LeBron, though.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, you ask these questions if you want to know, but also beware that the repercussions is he will say, do you shave your underarms? Do you shave? Or, you know, he might come back and put these questions to you. So if you don't want to be told how to be and who to be, then don't pose that on someone else. But hygiene is different from saying cut your hair, or, you know what I mean? It's two separate things. So
I was saying that there is probably also a degree of comfort for some people if you have gone to go get tested and or you actually have sex. So I think even for me, the more important question is that, is your bill of health okay if we go to Lancet and we do tests? So that then I can go foreskin or no foreskin is secondary to that, honestly.
Exactly. And these tests are so cheap, guys, where you do the whole full panel, and it's not about let's go test for HIV, because you can test, you can get a over-the-counter test kit at Clicks or Discam, but go and test for all the STIs that you know will come up and show up on your mouthpieces if your dude ain't clean. So I vote for you for president. Yes, Tiamo.
With this testing thing, right? I have never been like, for me, the testing stuff generally comes when relationships, you know, get serious. So then how do we, at the beginning, when you're still testing things out, bring that
It's
out?
part of the flirting process.
Okay. Noma, you wanted to answer that?
Yeah. So I think for me, it honestly, it may be because of the education around this whole thing, it is important for me to have that as one of the early qualifiers.
Got you. Anybody else want to respond to when you bring up that question to say, yo, what's your test?
Yeah.
I would bring it up as well. Like once you start, the third date, fourth date, you progress, you like him, he likes you. You're like, are you opposed to us going to couple testing and before we actually move forward in this relationship? It's very important.
We're not a couple though.
No, you just ask it. You put it in the air that like, are you ever opposed to actually going to go test? Are you open to it?
6 months, if you know that chances are you may actually indulge much earlier, you can always broach that that discussion much earlier. And some guys are pretty open and willing to go and do it.
And also, can I just answer my own question? You don't have to be a couple to bring this up. You really don't have to have a defined relationship. As long as you know that you and Mr. or Miss are gonna, you bring it up. And if they're uncomfortable with that conversation, then you shouldn't be with that person.
Mm-hmm.
It's really that simple.
Yeah.
All right. I have to call my mom, so. Okay, cool. Let me call my mom. Thank you, guys. And guys are so amazing. You're so honest and so open.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.